Shalom, Yashala. It's your brother Makaza, calling you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, wherever the Holy Seed is scattered back to the Most High in spirit and in truth, and having faith in His Son. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Shemi Awashah, the Most High, through the name of His Son. Okay, so before I start, this is obviously Volume 3. This is the final one. But before I start, I just want to go into this real quick. Like I'm not with, to start off, I'm not with any camp. And as far as like, you know, GMS, We Got Next, etc. But I have learned from these different camps. Now, it's not a camp doctrine or a doctrine of men like what I brought out last lesson, where Israelites wished death and had hate, and I still got more scriptures to show that they had that same mindset. It's not a doctrine of men or a fake Hebrew doctrine or whatever that because people can take this as it's GMS or basically anybody that came under that UPK or the One West. You know, I'm not sure of the whole schooling situation, but I know brothers that were around that school back then, but they don't really associate themselves. They teach pretty much the same thing, but they're not with a camp like We Got Next, GMS, so on and so forth. And as far as myself, you know, I'm like I said, I'm not with the camp. Although I fellowship with brothers, and I have some brothers coming out to which I live in California, but I have some brothers that are coming out here, and I will be back out. Teaching and everything. So, other than that, the whole thing is, if you dudes that got hate for or only want to slander and talk of these men teaching false doctrine because they say Esau's a white man, or they got hate, they trying to run a hate doctrine, but yet, like I brought out in my last lesson, where Israelites had that type of animosity towards the nations. So that's not a camp doctrine or you know what I'm saying? You just can't see it because you're soft and you don't have no RCM, which is ruling class mentality. Because I've even come across brothers on YouTube or on Facebook saying when the scriptures saying that Gentiles would bow down to Israelites, you got men saying that they don't know if they could, take that, or they don't know if they can go through that. I don't know if the brother, changed his mind, but from what comments I saw, he was basically saying that he didn't want Gentiles to bow down at his feet. So that's like saying the Most High said we're above all nations, but and that's a lot of you dudes that say Esau's not the white man. You guys want to be equal. You don't have no RCM. So you dudes are worried about Gentiles when this gospel has, like according to Colossians 1:23, this gospel has went throughout the whole. During the time of Paul, he taught the Israelite Gentiles, but he also had to go out and teach the actual Gentiles. Like it goes a lot more deeper than that. But they've been cast out because they strayed from the goodness. Like I said, they had the records. They had the scriptures. They know right from wrong. So that's why when they're gonna be judged, because they know the law. Like I said, the white man's letting everybody be homosexuals, and that's against the scriptures. He says that the law of the land is the Bible, but he's going contrary. So it's just only right that they've been cast out according to Revelations 11. And Revelation 7 and 9 is not talking about all nations, because that's going into, if you read the whole chapter, you can clearly see it's not talking about all nations, meaning the Gentiles, because the same peoples and kindreds and tongues in Revelations 11 are considered enemies. And the thing about it is, a lot of you dudes that be teaching that all nations can be saved, you don't even mention anything about the nations paying for what they did. You just talking about all nations can be saved and these fake Hebrew groups and all this, these false teachers. But you niggas are false teachers because you guys are teaching. You don't even teach that the nations are gonna. But yet, all these scriptures is saying that the Lord is coming back to fight the nations. These scriptures saying that the Most High gonna take us from among the heathen. He's going to judge the heathen. He's going to basically all the nations that came against us and spoiled us. Them that be spoiled are going to be a spoil. And those that devour us will be devoured. And every one of them is going into captivity. So even if you trying to say Esau is not the white man, your beloved white man is still going into captivity. They still want to be destroyed. And off that, you guys are teaching lies that Esau is not the white man, because I've yet to see somebody tell me or show me in the scriptures a light-skinned, light red bone, whatever you trying to pass off as ruling this earth right now, and it's Isaiah 63 that's coming back to kill a nation of light-skinned people. Like, ain't nobody said. Now, like I said, there's some dark-skinned Edomites rather, that because their father's a white man and their mother is an Israelite, but just to show that. But this one clown, he hit me up with a carnal saying that I guess because I guess some of the camps now aren't getting so many views, that means something. Like, that's real carnal, because T.D. Jakes and them get 500,000 views and so on and so forth, but yet they're false prophets, they're false teachers, they're lying. Creflo Dollar, Joel Osteen. So does that make them men of the Lord because they getting 500,000 views? Like, there's dudes in Israel that get 5,000 views, but yet they're teaching that only blacks are Israelites, when that's incorrect, and they haven't really done extensive research to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And I could cut that doctrine just with a few scriptures. I don't have to go dabble into different books, even though I can and I have, but it's only to prove it through the scriptures, But back to this clown, he's on a carnal level talking about because the brothers are not getting a lot of views, then that means something. So that's a carnal saying, because again, you got dudes out there, they teaching Esau's not the white man, and they may have 5,000 views, but you're teaching foolishness. Yeah, because you're only basing it off of the James Strongs and Josephus. So, but like I said, it's just madness in Israel. But the point is, dudes, you don't have this RCM mentality that we're over the nations, and that Israelites wish death on the nations, and it's not a camp doctrine, it's not a doctrine of men, and you don't know the scriptures pretty much. So, and you're trying to save these nations that the Most High is going to destroy, and those nations that are going to be saved are basically going to be forced to serve the Most High. And now, them strangers, and they're still even counted as strangers when you read Isaiah 14, that are cleave unto us, but they're going to cleave unto us just like Zechariah 8:23. Gentile will grab onto him that is a Jew, not an Israelite chasing Gentiles. Even madness dudes saying that the fullness of Romans 11 is speaking on we're waiting on Gentiles to come in this truth, when that's just madness, because I don't see too many Gentiles out there that and I mean like a great multitude, like you're trying to say that Revelation 7 and 9 is this big multitude of Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be a lot. According to Isaiah 60, they're going into captivity. They're going to build up our walls, and they're going to be forced to serve the Most High. Okay, so just to pretty much get that out of the way, just before I start, It's just, just to show that madness, that it's not a doctrine of men, of what the camps are teaching. Like I said myself, I'm not with any camp. I'm fellowshipping by myself right now, but I fellowship with brothers that are going to move out here with me. But it's not a camp doctrine as far as, like I said, the whole racist and hatred. It's just a lot of you dudes are soft-minded, and that's pretty much it.